Today, what I'm going to do is talk about the principles clearly that I never invented. Paulie and I just kind of like put them together into the book that would apply to any struggle you're having in life. People would say right now, mental health and potential employee burnout could be one of the biggest challenges right now. What I've been going through recently, I mean, look, we all have our struggles, right? So for me, like my sister died only a few weeks ago. I had a relationship of 12 years that just like ended randomly, like out of nowhere. I'm not trying to make you feel bad for me. I just want you to know. We're gonna talk about the 5 laws, right? Number 1, for me, and I just want to go through these things because then we can generalize it to you. And the first one is to pinpoint. I identified that travel had made me anxious, especially my example of like being in the airport and people flipping out and people fighting on the plane. But you can get through all of that. You have a North Star, which is science. And you have people that have your back all around you right here. I can tell you what, Josh Ziegler, there isn't a person in Pennsylvania that doesn't know that Josh has their back. All right, and I hope you all know I do. Of course, sometimes I'm like, yo, can we run it through someone to make sure that I didn't step on someone's toes? But you all know that. Pinpointing is clearly looking at a global issue. It's different from goal setting in our book. Pinpointing is looking at a larger picture of where you want to go. And that's why I didn't operationalize mine too much in this case, but you can. Secondly is the goal setting. So for goal setting, for me, it was to get through the anxiety, the social media, the travel. What I did is I started forcing things onto my calendar. It was even painful putting it on there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. And once I made a commitment to myself, it was going to happen. And then by setting very frequent things such as a post, even though it seems silly, to have a post on social media stress you out, setting a certain alarm, doing it twice a week or more. The second is being around people, and then purposely forcing myself into the uncomfortable situations, like at FABA, signing books and just being okay with people like all up in your grill. For me, setting the goals were very, very clear. It was scheduling things to make a deadline for myself, setting multiple alarms that do not get me out of it, like a snooze button that happens over and over again, running escape extinction on my own behavior. You get in your own way. Do you know what I'm saying? When you look in the mirror, you're the only one in your own way. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, just your previous performance. At least I can say, I was my biggest problem. No one else, no enemies, no competitors, just getting over myself and knowing what my fears are and leaning into those fears systematically. My next goal was setting a certain number of trips to travel and then making sure that they had impact. Like so going to Dallas and and then forcing a calendar discussion. So we opened up in Dallas, Texas. I'm a little anxious about going, but I'm leaning into that uncomfortable moment because now I have pressure on myself because Laura Lozana is the head of that. And we have to open there and help a lot of kids in Dallas, Texas. So now I'm going to go do a talk. If it helps drum up opportunities and helps parents know how to work with their kids, that's my higher mission, you know what I mean? So again, getting through these things that I don't want to do because they pass. These things pass. They don't last forever, these fears. And then the next one is self-monitoring. So self-monitoring being that what I would do is I would report to Sweet Tea and multiple other people with my goals. Like, this is the important part. You self-monitoring your actions, and then like what I would do is send a screenshot once a week to Tyler showing because I know a lot rides on this. Like a lot rides on me forcing myself to do a media post, because then we can change the world and we can hire people and all the ancillary ripple effects. So what I did is I self-monitored by telling Sweet Tea where I was and whether I was going to get 1 or 2 videos out for the week, because then I knew that he would get bonuses. He didn't even ask about the bonuses. He didn't. It was me coming up with the system to motivate myself to make him happy. Does that make sense? All right. I know it's very odd, but look, this is what works for me. 33 years of it. Next, the reciprocal feedback. It's so important. The fact that you report something out and to someone who gives a shit. That matters more than anything. Whatever it is that you want to change, whatever it is that you want to change to get out of your own way or to make your family happy or help kids, whatever that barrier is, self-monitor it. Because as soon as you start measuring it, Jason and I have a thing that we say, as soon as you measure it, you can move it. Just the act of measuring and self-monitoring something changes it. Okay, so what I would do is measure it, report it out, and then the feedback for me was seeing audience members say, yo, this changed my life because these five laws or behavior science I applied to spending time with my spouse, or it created jobs, or it was of service to someone. Because you'll continue seeing throughout life, nothing matters more than service to others. It gets you out of your own head. And I've been in my own head a little too much, especially recently. Now, the other thing was getting feedback from Tyler. He's like, man, this idea you have sucks. And I'm like, okay, you're right. Like the thumbnail, nah, it's not good. You can't have three people on a thumbnail. You know, it just doesn't work. And just getting reciprocal feedback. And then the last is the pay for performance. What's reinforcing about this little venture? Someone will contact me directly, a direct message on Instagram or LinkedIn, or one of you guys texting me saying, yo, I just got over one of my biggest fears, and that was my barrier, that was pivotal. It was a behavioral, what is it called, a behavioral cusp or pivotal response, something to get you over. Progar would know, which is it?
Could be either.
It could be either, depending on the situation. Yeah, so getting over something that's in the way. So the pay for performance for me with those things are, wow, we now have 753 employees. They're helping so many people. Wow, that's a collateral, that's a ripple effect of that one action. What? We're doing an interview with a panel of 7 or 8 people, and one of those people said that video resonated with them, and that made them want to apply. Another one, Emmy Moore. I'm doing goofy shit on TikTok. I haven't done that in a while. Emmy Moore does a post, and someone says on there, because it related to them, a junior in high school or 3rd year, whatever it is now, said, wow, I want to study behavior science because we met her where she was with a goofy TikTok video, and it interested her. She said she's going to college for it. Now, a lot of people get a little confused between the pinpoint and the goal setting, so I'll just go through the 5 real quick. Pinpointing, goal setting, self-monitoring your own behavior and reporting it to someone who cares, getting reciprocal feedback, and then reinforcement or pay for performance, we're calling it, but it doesn't mean money. You know what I mean? It might mean great, way bigger things, such as, you know, for me, spending time with my daughter. For me, seeing that they were looking on BDA culture and seeing a kid smile and talk that didn't before. It's shit like that, that's purpose, and that it's pay for performance. There's so many of you right now I can think of that I've seen you walk through, people in this room, I've seen you walk through these things, and you may not even have known that you did it. Just know there's a science there, and make it in alignment. You know, if it's in alignment with your values, just know that there's something that can get you there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your attention.